All right, we're going to talk about evaluating expressions. And I wanted to jump back to when we were talking about translating equations. I mentioned the difference between expressions and equations. And with expressions, there are three things you can do. Three things you can do. You can simplify, rewrite them using properties, and then you can evaluate them. And that's what we're going to do right now. So, evaluating expressions. All it means when you see the word evaluate, all that means is plug in and simplify. And when we simplify, we always use the order of operations. Again, it could be made more complicated than that, but essentially that's it. I'm going to do an example right away. If I gave you, and I'm looking at this Alex expression over here, negative b plus 3y. Now you can tell me a couple of things about this, like this is a binomial because it's two terms. There is no constant. There are two coefficients. There's a positive 3 and a negative 1. That's all good, but I'm not asking you that. I want you to evaluate this. Evaluate that expression. Now, evaluate means plug in and simplify. So if I just give you this, there's nothing you can do. You need to know values for b and values for y. So if you see evaluate and you see an expression, you better look and see if there's something else given to you. And it is. So evaluate that when b is equal to 4 and y is equal to negative 4. So that means plug in. And I've already said before that whenever I plug in, I use parentheses. So instead of b, I'm going to write 4 and then plus 3. And instead of y, I'm going to write negative 4. So all I did was plug things in. And if I do that, you see that now I can simplify using the order of operations because it's just numbers. This will give me negative 4 because this is multiplication, plus, and then I'm going to multiply this. This is going to give me negative 12. I'm sorry, I can't stand having two signs next to each other. So when I do that, negative 4 plus negative 12 is negative 16. So if I come over here, and unless I wrote something wrong somewhere, our answer should be negative 16. I'm going to jump ahead and do another example. Maybe it's a little more complicated. Ooh, look at that one. Nice. Let's do this example. Again, it says to evaluate this expression. It's b plus c squared all over b minus 2 times c. And I want you to evaluate that when b is 14 and c is 6. Same idea. I know I have a fraction bar, but b is 14. Whatever c is, it's going to be squared. Well, c is 6. Same thing down here. b is 14 minus 2 times whatever c is. Well, c is 6. All I did was plug in. Now I need to simplify. Remember, that's what you do. You plug in, then you simplify. So on the top, I have a 14, a plus, and then I have a squared. So let's do that. Let's 14 plus, and then 6 squared is 36. On the bottom, let's do something. I have a 14. I have a minus, but I need to do that multiplication first. That's 12. Let's go back up to the top. 14 plus 36 will give me 50. 14 minus 12 is 2. When I simplify that, 50 divided by 2 is 25. So I should be able to come in here. And again, unless I made a simple mistake somewhere that we need to check, we should be good. I'm going to try to get this other one in here also. That was a fraction. This one is not, but it has some squares in it. I don't know. I thought maybe it might be a little bit different. X squared plus 8x minus 9. If I'm asking to evaluate, I need to know a value for the variables. The only variable I have is x, and it says that find it when x is negative 6. That just means wherever there's an x, I'm going to write a negative 6. Wherever there's an x, I'm going to write a negative 6 and write everything else out. Well, again, this is the order of operations. So we know how to do that. Negative 6 times negative 6 is a positive 36. And then I'm going to plus whatever I get when I do this, which is negative 48 minus 9. Now, left or right, when I do this, I get a negative 12 minus 9. And then when I do this, I get a negative 21. So I should be able, again, unless I did something simply wrong, should get negative 21 as the correct answer. All right. Must be time to go. Everything's sounding right now.